Hello and nice to be with you for another edition of Take Two as we have a look back over the past week of racing, and there's been plenty of it on our New South Wales provincial and country tracks. On Monday we had a couple of venues. We headed out west to Dubbo and we also went to beautiful Tuncurry.
Dubbo racing, Monday the 7th of April. We had beautiful conditions for racing, bit of a cool breeze about, but overall it was a cracker of a day for racing. We were on a good four, the rail was in the true position, and we found a couple of nice horses to follow. You like one in race one, Ben?
Yeah, I do, Belle. A horse by the name of the Contractor is a 3-year-old gelding who was on debut. He's a newcomer to the Dave Smith stable. He only gave him the one trial, that was at Orange on the 23rd of March. Now, I thought he did a really good job today. He's still got a bit to learn. He wanted to duck and weave on a few occasions, but just look at the way he gets through the line. He ultimately finishes fourth behind Dusty Vermeer.
Up around the home turn, I'm a Statement was the leader. Familiar on the outside, followed then by the Contractor. Best Defence is over on the rails and further out Dusty Vermeer. I'm a Statement leads Familiar, followed by Best Defence on the fence. The Contractor trying to get clear. I'm a Statement in front. Best Defence is getting up along the fence. Might have been checked there. I'm a Statement. Best Defence is coming out of Dusty Vermeer the outside. I'm a Statement just in front. Gee, I'm a Statement. Dusty Vermeer came home fast on the outside. The Contractor was there.
I think what he did today, he did on raw ability. It was his first start in a race. He still wanted to do a few things wrong. Dave Smith's got a bit to work with there. The horses that finished in front of him all had race experience. They'd all run well on occasions. So I don't think a win will be too far away for him. Maybe when Dave Smith steps him up to 1,200 metres.
Yeah, agreed. It's a tidy effort on debut, wasn't it? I found one I like out of race 6. Now it's Foxwell. He's shown us the ability was there last preparation. Maybe something wasn't quite right with him because he went out for a long spell. He'd had 2 runs back where he was yet to really turn up. So Michael Mulholland gave him 6 weeks between runs, and this was much better here today. He comes from back in the field. You'll spot him in the purple.
At Illustrate and Pyromania was the leader. Rusty Tiara, Foxwell's running home fairly well down the outside, and over near the rails Miss Capricorn, Pyromania, Foxwell's finishing on well down the outside, but soon after now it's Foxwell coming after Miss Capricorn, who's getting the rails run. Miss Capricorn and Pyromania. Miss Capricorn beat Pyromania. Third home was Foxwell.
That was much better today. He always gave the inclination that he may want further again also last prep, so that was positive signs. You think with 6 weeks between runs leading into today, that should tighten him up a little, and I think he's back on track to be getting another win on the board. So the Contractor and Foxwell are the 2 horses you want to follow out of Dubbo.
Racing at Tuncurry on Monday the 7th of April, we had fine conditions. Track was upgraded from a heavy 9 to a heavy 8 surface, and all in all, I thought the track played really well today.
Yeah, I have to agree. Obviously, we're faced with these heavy tracks, but we were able to get this meeting underway, and I thought it was a great day's racing. I think there's a few nice horses to follow.
Yeah, I really liked one horse out of the first. She was a filly by the name of Kooky. She was having her first run for the new stable. She was first up after 12 months off the scene. I thought she did a really good job into second position. Condition just gave out late.
To the straight to the 300, and Kooky shaken up by Luke Rolls. Race the length in front. Sig Sully grinding away second, clear of Battle Rain third for My Alone Pride of Glasgow, and also there was Flee With Me, but it's Kooky in front. Into the clear now, closing as Battle Rain. Kooky in front. Battle Rain claims it. Race to the front. Battle Rain wins the first. Battle Rain a half length. Kooky second.
Yeah, the eventual winner just had the drop on her. The winner was deep in on into the preparation. I think she'll improve fitness-wise from the outing, and I don't think it's going to be very long until she breaks her maiden.
Yeah, she just seemed to jump that patch at about the 200 metre mark and just took a little while to pick herself up after that. But just being first up after a lengthy layoff, she had a bit of improvement to come. My horse to follow coming out of today's meeting is coming out of race 3. It was also a maiden in Lycos. Now, this little filly was only having her first day out at the races. She'd had a couple of trials leading into this. She did get herself a little bit warm in the yard and she was nowhere near right. She showed no speed from the gate. She settled at the rear. She was hard ridden in the pink and black colours.
Last of all was Lycos around the home turn. Mawson's Expedition claimed now by Scarlet Monarch. Scarlet Monarch gets a half in front. Montgolfier peels around them 3 deep, followed by Crazy Mickey, who's in the clear. Sweet Marlene the outside, but Mawson's Expedition with a kick at the 200 leads a length and a half. Crazy Mickey is now trying hard. It's Mawson's Expedition in front. Crazy Mickey's running out of ground. Mawson's Expedition just wins from Crazy Mickey. Second photo, third Sweet Marlene in front of Lycos.
Yeah, I love the way she tipped to the line there. She didn't get a lot of luck over the concluding stages, but I think they've got a lot to work with, and she would have learned a lot from today's run.
Yeah, I agree. Can't wait to see her step out again. She's going to improve with racing under her belt. The 2 horses to follow out of Tuncurry are Lycos and Kooky.
Tuesday racing at Ballina on the 8th of April. Beautiful conditions, and good to get back to Ballina too. That not only Ballina, Moolumbar, Lismore Casino, they've all been copping the rain, but we're here today and they did go around on a heavy track, but I thought it played pretty good, John.
It did. You know, we had 4 days of sunshine. We still were on a heavy 10, so we were lucky to actually race today. The stewards inspected the track early and they were quite happy with it. Jockeys never complained.
Nope.
And we were lucky to get through the meeting.
Yeah, you picked a lovely filly for your take too.
My take 2 horse comes out of race 3, Viali, trained by Maddie Dunn. It was ridden by Jet Newman. You'll pick her up. She jumps a little bit slow and she sits up behind the leader.
Pareto giving them something to catch, turning, coming to the furlong pole in front of Viali giving chase. Confederate Lady on the inside doing her best work late in the race. Pareto in front getting tired. Confederate Lady flashing along the fence. Viali out wide. Pareto lasted to beat Viali.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. 1,000's too short for her. You see Jet Newman out of the gates, just had to nigger along a little bit. Once she gets to 1,100, 1,200 on a big track, they won't beat her.
Yeah, I saw her last preparation. She won a super maiden, $50,000 maiden. Maddie Dunn took her down to Port Macquarie. Boy, that filly's grown, developed. She's just a big girl. And she won't only win a country race, she'll win a city race.
I think she ran into a really nice one with Peretti. And even Confederate Lady, you see on the fence there.
There's another one
you could easily follow. So you follow Viali out of that race.
No, now mine comes out of race 5. It was a little tough nut. Being Foggy, he's in the yellow red Maltese cross. Picking him up, coming to the corner, he's in behind the leader. Geez, I like what this horse had done here today. His run had ended probably at the 100-metre mark.
And they reached the top of the lane, full of sincerity, trying to sneak away. Too clear of Bean Foggy, who went back to the inside. Then Sook Beer, full of sincerity, 150 metres out in front. Bean Foggy's chasing in vain, full of sincerity. Beat Bean Foggy.
Look, he's a tough nut.
Yep.
He's a smart horse. He's not far off winning another one. He hasn't run for 7 weeks. I thought he'd run huge under the big weight, and he won't be far off winning another race.
Yeah, you could see when he paraded, there was a run under his belt that he needed, and he had that 60 kilos today, probably a little bit further too on a drier track. He's performed well on heavy tracks without winning too many. I think he's a better kind of soft track horse.
Yep, stick with him, Bean Foggy. He's a smart horse and he won't be far off winning another race for you.
Yep, as soon as you see Viali in 1,100, 1,200 on a big track somewhere, she won't get beat.
All right, there are our Take 2 horses coming out of Tuesday's meeting at Ballina on the 8th of April.
Racing at Goulburn today on Tuesday the 8th of April, and we started on a soft 5 track, but we got an upgrade throughout the day to a good 4, and on the track pattern you really wanted to get out to near the centre of the track. Those horses back on the inside, it was just inferior going, so definitely bonus them up next time they go around if they're in that part of the track. But the first horse I want to have a look at is Crown Estate, trained by Dale Wagstaff, and first up, this horse actually bucked when it came out of the gates there at Hawkesbury, so it had to go back to the trials. Looked very sharp at the trials that day, really closed off hard. The market actually spec'd this horse at big odds today. It just wasn't suited to the way the race was run. They ran at a very slow tempo, and it was a horse that had to go back to that inferior part of the going, but just pick it up over that final 50 metres.
They turned the bend. Navy Boy from Dundeal Flyer, and then came Elusive Mission from Brainiac, and further back to Puzzler. Navy Boy, Dundeal Flyer, Brainiac. Deep emotion coming right down the outside. Navy Boy's in front from Dundeal Flyer Siren. Deep Emotion sprinting hard. Deep Emotion, 100 to go. Rushed up to Navy Boy. Hit the front, Deep Emotion. And Deep Emotion beat Navy Boy. Dundee Flyers run third. Crown Estate fourth.
That's definitely a galloper that we can follow over more ground, and on the big track. I think it needs a big track to see the best. So maybe when it steps out to that 2,000 metres, we'll see the best of Crown Estate. The second horse I want to follow out of the meeting is the Professor, trained by Richard Collin. I've had a lot of time for this horse, and it was coming off a break over 300 days. It was first up here in what was a very high pressure race, so got a long way back, but really hit the line there late. So just pick it up with the orange hat.
So Macquarie, who's worked hard, hit the front. Promising Prospect underneath him. Call Me Grouchy, and here's Mason Louis. And Louis runs straight past them, 200 metres left to go. He's opened up the shoulders. The Professor back on the far side has run to second, but it's all Mason Louis. He's clearing right out Louis, and he goes on for an easy win. He won by 3.5. The Professor's run second.
And just another runner who we can follow up in trip. So again, only first up today, and it has a big late sectional in it. So maybe regresses slightly second up, but third up, we might see the best of the Professor.
Racing was at Orange on Friday the 11th of April. It was Orange Gold Cup Day. Big dance eligibility up for grabs in the feature event. Mick Wallace and I have found a couple of horses that we can follow coming out of today's meeting. And Mick, as I come to you, your horse to follow, you don't have to go looking too far for it. Race number 1 on the card.
Yeah, that's right. To Supreme Style, trained by Paul Clisby, was sent out favourite today and was well supported. She'd only had the one start prior to today, finishing at second at Canamble. Today, she landed in the right spot. They went along quickly in front. She did look the winner at the top of the straight and just found one better on the day.
Supreme Style, who's tracking into it nicely. 6 lengths back to Stara's Salisbury. Then came Rosie I Am. A fair way back then came 14 into the straight, and Sparkling Glitter went up to Sesto. Supreme Style called upon, is running home well now. Sparkling Glitter, Supreme Style is coming at them quickly now. Sesto, Sparkling Glitter hanging on. Supreme Style is trying to get up, but Sparkling Glitter beat Supreme Style.
Sparkling Glitter, the winner at start number 1, looks to have a bright future, but I don't think it'll be too long before we see Supreme Style in the winner's circle. Ben, you found a horse to follow out of race number 2.
Yeah, I did. I don't generally like making winners of races my take 2 horses, but I've gone the way of Jolly Good Fellow. He's a newcomer to the Dean Murphin stable. Dean's only had him for the 2 starts. He elected to take him to Sydney first up this preparation, where the horse ran really, really well. And today, from a tricky draw, I thought he was able to go forward, dictate, a good ride by Mitch Stableford. And I thought the best work was late in proceedings. Take a look at the replay.
Jolly Good Fellow brings them down with about 500 to go. Leads a length on Vicious Rumour. Matilda No More's been pretty wide. Juliet Bravo on the fence. Metal Magic is starting to make ground around the outside, and then came Northern Eagle as they race up towards the home turn. And turning for home, it's Jolly Good Fellow, the leader. Juliet Bravo followed then by running home all right there with Vicious Rumour. Bold Bender, Northern Eagles getting up along the rails, but Jolly Good Fellow in front. Northern Eagles finishing well, but Jolly Good Fellow's too strong for Northern Eagle.
It was interesting talking to Dean Murphin after the race, because he's already identified next year's country championships as a potential path for this horse, but he only got the maiden out of the way today, so I'm sure in the next few weeks Dean would like to knock another race or 2 over, and given how well he won today, I don't think he'll have any trouble doing that. So my horse to follow out of today's Orange meeting, Jolly Good Fellow.
And my horse to follow is Supreme Style.
For Macquarie racing on Friday, the 11th of April, we had really warm conditions. Our track was a good 4. Brow was in the true, and although it played to the on-speed runners earlier in the day, we did see some horses make ground as we got on.
Yeah, I agree. I was a little worried early on in the day how the track was going to play, but they were just tempo related. Later on in the day, they were running at a good clip, so we've seen horses running on from the back.
Okay, my horse to follow is coming out of a pretty open race. It was race 5, Arcade Force. Now, he's first up here on the back of a couple of trials, but he drew awkward. And he settles in the midfield position, but he just looked like he took the first corner awkwardly.
Up towards the 700, Pride of Lanka in front, leads via Vegas by a length. Third, Bold Design the outside from South Boambi, Executive Decision, Valentino Prince Curo also there. Stylised behind those next was King Soleil, who's making ground. Archaic Force underneath it. Many with a chance at the 200. Via Vegas race to the front, joined the middle by Bold Design, Executive Decision on the outside. Archaic Force is working home okay. Executive Decision, Via Vegas kicking back on the inside. Executive Decision might have won. It's a photo. Executive Decision or Via Vegas, followed by Bold Design in the middle. Archaic Force not far away.
I thought he was doing his best work late, just beaten for a little bit of early speed. I think he's just looking for the 1,200 metres now, and he'll take really good improvement off that run.
Yeah, I really liked his run. My horse to follow comes out of race 6. It was VC. He was also first up. He was carrying 61.5 kilos, only a Class 1 horse. This is Class 3 company. Love the way he gets home late in the pink colours.
So the 600, Parmenio makes play. It's out by 2 lengths. Yendi works to second. Will and Gale is third. 2 further back, Mr. Trackside, followed by Cool Fizz and also So You Suggest. Behind those next was VC Cebu. Well back was Egotistic, and last of all was Card Sharp. Down towards the 200, Parmenio was in front, but Yendi is looming ominously out deep. Likewise was Mr. Trackside as Yendi raced to the front from Mr. Trackside. VC to third, but it's Yendi in front. Yendi is racing clear from second VC, and it's a breeze for Yendi. A length and a half its margin. VC second.
He's obviously high in the benchmark, so he's got to carry the big weight. But I think that first up run was really encouraging. If they can just find a nice race for him and get a little bit of weight off his back, he's definitely not going to take long winning a race.
Yeah, no, I agree. He had natural improvement to come, but I like the way he hit the line.
All right, so my horse to follow out of the meeting today is VC.
And I like Arcade Force.
Saturday racing at Newcastle on the 12th of April. We had sunny conditions, track played beautifully, rails in the true position, 8 races on the program and some really nice horses to follow throughout the meeting. The first of those comes out of race 3. It was Blue Willow. This filly was on debut from the Godolphins team. She began really well from the wide gate, but they took her back. She had to spot the leader a long way. She's in the blue colours.
Willow comes right to the outside. Around the bend, Rose of Dubai heads about 5 off the inside, led by a length over Oakfield Universe, giving chase. Trounces battling away, and then came Shana Na in front, Rose of Dubai. Oakfield Universe is the challenger. Oakfield Universe coming at Rose of Dubai, who's got a good kick on the inside. Rose of Dubai picks up late, and Rose of Dubai on debut. Over Oakfield Universe, Blue Willow got home for third.
Yeah, I think the barrier just beat her today. She had to go a long way back, but looking forward to seeing her step out next. She's going to be a filly that will just continue to improve with racing. You could see she was a little bit leggy over the final stages, but that will all just come with experience. The other horse to follow out of the meeting today comes out of race number 7. Now it was Power Bow. He settles midfield, 1 off the fence. He blends into the race at about the 600 metre mark. He's in the gold colours.
They make their way up to the bend. Skiing has got back to 4th last with Corrupted. Back at the tail as they come up to the bend is Sonic Tycoon. So it's Remember Jack on top. Favourite is out 3 wide, Just Feeling Lucky. In the centre is Wingardium. And they're a length and a half in front over Apache Breeze the inside. And Iconic Treasure is now working to the outer, starting to put itself into the race. Powerbow likewise, and then Lou Nurse. Plenty of chances here. Just Feeling Lucky strode to the lead, 200 metres out. Iconic Treasure after it, as is Powerbow. Battling away, then came Wingardium. It's Just Feeling Lucky in front. Powerbow is the one. Powerbow coming after Just Feeling Lucky, who's going to cling on. Just Feeling Lucky, a tough run. No closer than 3 wide the trip over Powerbow.
Yeah, I think he's just run into a smart one. I think Wayne will take him back to the country. He'll be very, very competitive, and just love the way he attacked the line getting onto the firm track today. The 2 horses to follow out of the meeting today are Blue Willow and Powerbow.
We had some important lead-up races for the Wagga Gold Cup and Town Plate here at Wagga on the Sunday meeting, the first day of the Cup Carnival, and a really strong meeting. The highlight races, some of them, the hell of a soiree getting into the Wagga Gold Cup. It's won 4 of its last 5 stars for Connections. They're having the time of their life, and they're into the Wagga Cup.
Exactly, huge thrill. She's just gone from strength to strength. Luke keeps placing her well and aiming her up, and she keeps measuring up. So you certainly wouldn't dismiss her in a race like that if she drew well and had no weight.
Exactly right. We had 7 horses on debut in the 2-year-old, and it's the race I want to have a look at. The winner was very impressive, wasn't it? But I like the performance of the second horse, Cherry Jubilee, trained by Tommy Wilson. Shows a lot of potential. Just gets a long way back as we pick them up, but the way it finishes off down the outside. Mind you, the third horse finished really well too, but geez, this was some run by a horse who's only lightly raced. It's a Cherry Jubilee finishing at the rated knots down the outside.
Up the 250 from Flame Tree, and then came Cash Book. He hasn't picked up. Macclesfield's behind those. Judith's Revenge down the outside, but DKGB 100 to goes in front. Here's one of the roughies, Cherry Jubilee, running to second, but DKGB beat Cherry Jubilee.
Great run, inexperienced horse. Winner was too good, but nice horse going forward. So Tom will have a bit of fun with that horse in the connection. So Cherry Jubilee is my horse to follow.
I want to highlight the Guineas Prelude race. I think we like the winner, Duplicator. She's definitely a horse to keep following. She's racing terrifically. But the horse I want to highlight out of the race is a horse called Pussyfoot for Mick Travers. Now, she was second up today. Her first up run, she was able to win over the 1,000 metres, which is certainly short of her best distance. She was 6 weeks between her first and second up run. So with hindsight, maybe just needed the run a little bit. As we take a look at her in Mick Travers' blue colours, she really started to loom up like she was going to fill the minors, and then, as I mentioned, just probably peaked.
300 to go, strode up to Wings of Carmen, hit the front. Now running on was Pussyfoot and Duplicate coming down the outside. Rosé's in front, but she hasn't quite put them away. Pussyfoot, Duplicate, King's R, Cosmic Cocoa on the far side. Rosé's in front, 100 metres left to go. She's hanging on. Duplicate nailed her. Rosé couldn't get it done. Duplicate got her on the line. Third across the line, that'll be Wings of Carmen or Cosmic Cocoa. They're followed then by Ducalzini, and then turn left from Pussyfoot.
With not a lot of room late, she was probably peaking a bit, but still only beaten a length and a half in what I think was a pretty strong Guineas Prelude. So with that run under her belt, I'd be watching out for a third up. I think she'll be ready to win again.
There was a few horses outside of that, wasn't there? Some really good runs, but they're the two we've highlighted, Pussyfoot and also Cherry Jubilee out of this meeting at Wagga, the first day of the carnival.
Sunday racing at Grafton on the 13th of April. I'll tell you what we got here, John, and I thought we were just going to get hammered with rain. Guess what? We got none and it went around us, which was thank God.
Yep.
And good to be back here at Grafton.
Was we got a beautiful blue sky, and there's a bit of a downgrade in the track from a soft 6, soft 7, but I thought it played pretty fair.
Yep. Okay. And what have you got?
My Take Two horse comes out of
the right one.
I did. I hope so. My Take Two horse comes out of race 2, number 11, Come On Glamour. You'll pick her up. She's in the pink colours with the black and yellow quarters, sleeves and cap.
Come On Glamour from the widest gate claimed the rail before the corner. Oliver Share's gone to second. No Regrets third. Homeland's on the fence. Being ridden along, the Arnwood City comes wide. Clusters General and He's Poplar at the head of the others. Oliver Share moved up, hit the lead 300 metres out from Come On Glamour. No Regrets. Homeland is only one paced. Oliver Share is under the whip. Come On Glamour on the inside, fighting back. Oliver Share, Come On Glamour. Oliver Share just in front. Oliver Share outmuscled the filly. Oliver Share beat Come On Glamour.
Yeah, she just had to work too hard from that gate, Gary. Her trials were quite good prior to that first up run. If she drew an inside gate today, I think she wins quite easily.
Well, I've said it for a long time, John. It's never easy to do. You get a 2-year-old to win an open maiden, and she's done it. And you know the beauty about her, she never sat down once, did she?
No, she kept on going. And also, Gary, what you have to kind of put in the equation is that the chute was taken out of play today, so they had to start on the course proper, so she just had to work a little bit extra harder to get across.
Right, and one comes out of race 3. It was Vacillation. He's former Victorian horse. He's now on the Marianne Brosnan yard. He's by Sabberville. He was bred to get a lot further, and he got a lot further in Victoria. But geez, I like what this horse did here today in a 1,000-metre race. We'll pick him up coming to the corner. He's in the white colours with the black braces and the white pom-pom. Just the way he finds the line late.
Vacillation and Whitsunday Session comes to the outside. Speedy Target away from the fence. Jewel Statement closer to the rail past the furlong. Jewel Statement ran to the lead, got away from Speedy Target, pick up sticks. Jewel Statement in front, drawing away and too good. Jewel Statement beat pick up sticks third tight. Vacillation the rails.
Great.
Big run.
Big run. And he was run off his legs and he was doing work down the back. Geez, when Marianne can find a 1200 14 and a mile for him, mate, he'd be winning.
Yeah, he just wants that nice big track too where he can balance up. Probably 2000's not beyond him either, Gary, down the track. So, like you said, I agree with you, 1400 mile.
And we're seeing Marianne Brosnan come down here a lot
Yeah,
now.
she brought one to Ballina the other day and won. She had a winner here today, and her horses always turned out very well.
Right up, Vacillation, coming out of race 3 from the Marianne Brosnan yard. You follow him, he won't be far off winning.
And Come On Glamour out of race 2 for me.
Right out there, our Take 2 horses coming out of Sunday's meeting at Grafton on the 13th of April.
Thanks for your company on the program this week, and we look forward to doing it all again next time around. Hope you can join us then. Bye for now.